up race in the George Main Stakes. Now over at the stalls, the runners are about to be called up. So they're moving up into the gates. Willie Jimmy coming up with Foreteller and Raspberries. Thank God You're Here looks to have come up rideless. So he's taken his spot. Now moving up is Pinnacles. Pinker now coming forward. So waiting in about 7 runners. More Strawberries moving in. Now Foretellers away with Dealer Principle, also Red Tracer, Secret Admirer, Sacred Choice and King Lionheart. So they're the last 6 to move up. Now Foreteller coming forward. Now here's King Lionheart, who's unbeaten this time in. Secret Admirer and Sacred Choice. This is the racingnetwork.com.au Epsom. And it looks like they're all set. Ready to go.
Hold everything, there's something wrong here.
Oh, one tried to rear up there in the centre. Now they steady, they're off and racing. Red Colossus a little bit tardy. Sincero and Thank God You're Here jumped out well. So did Pinker, King Lionheart racing up on the outside with Light Brigade, More Strawberries and also Red Tracer. And Renewed Vitality going up near the inside. And then came Pinnacles and Willie Jimmy. Red Colossus about midfield. Sincero likewise on the fence, followed by Dealer Principle. And then Raspberries, Triple Elegance, Secret Admirer and Sacred Choice went back to last as they sort themselves out. And King Lionheart booted up to take the front, led from Red Tracer working up on the outside to join it. Renewed Vitality trailing them on the inside. Pinker, More Strawberries fifth but out wide. And then Thank God You're Here back along the rail, followed by Willie Jimmy out wide and Pinnacles in the centre. Foreteller midfield, Sincero on the inside of it from Light Brigade. Red Colossus still out deep. And then Sacred Choice on the inside from Triple Elegance, Dealer Principle in that group as well. Secret Admirer a long way back and covering plenty of ground. And Raspberries about second last. King Lionheart the leader from Red Tracer as they near the turn. Pinker on their back. On the outside, Renewed Vitality and More Strawberries. Then at the head of the others, Pinnacles and Willie Jimmy. Foreteller trying to get to the outside and Thank God You're Here and Sacred Choice have saved ground near the inside. Red Tracer straight up and hit the front. Led from on the outside, More Strawberries. Here comes Secret Admirer. She's starting to fly down the outside. Red Tracer in front. Secret Admirer starting to gobble it up out wide. Secret Admirer's hit the front. She takes the lead in the Epsom and Secret Admirer raced away to beat Pinker. Photo for third, Willie Jimmy or Red Tracer. And then we've got him behind them, Pinnacles from Foreteller, and then Sincero, and on the inside of it, Sacred Choice from Red Colossus, and then Triple Elegance, followed by Renewed Vitality, then Raspberries, Dealer Principle, King Lionheart, More Strawberries, and at the back of the field was Light Brigade, bar one, Thank God You're Here, which has pulled up a long last.
Well, she likes the big carnival days. Congratulations. Breton Abdallah, Graham Beck. She won the flight stakes this day last year. She's come back. Secret Admirer and taken out the racingnetwork.com.au Epsom Handicap for 2011. She's always had that great turn of foot late. She can fly home when she's in good order, and she's backed up beautifully, as you would expect. And a great big salute there before the line. No wonder for Breton Abdallah. Beating home number 6, Pinker. Gee, she's a gallant little mare from Melbourne. And I think the photo for third between Red Tracer and Willie Jimmy. Red Tracer, gee, she was gallant out there in front. The winner, though, for this year of the Epsom, Secret Admirer.
Yeah, she was dominant, Red Tracer, the Secret Admirer. She backed up from last week after being a little bit below par, and she's blown them away. And Graham Beggar, he'll be absolutely over the moon. Congratulations, mate.
Outstanding. No, look, we're really wrapped. Look, it was a matter about timing of preparation. You know, I know she had plenty of knockers from last week. The ground didn't suit her, the pace of the race. Rail been 6 metres, but, you know, we didn't give up, you know, about this week. And we just had a ride on the day, and that was what it was all about today. It was the grand final in Sydney, and we're going to Melbourne.
You certainly are. She loves the mile here, but Graham, even today, nothing really went right, and we haven't seen a horse come from so far back today.
No, well, you know, look, to be truthful, in the first race when Clary's filly came down the middle of the track, and I said to Brenton earlier, I said, look, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think maybe the size of the fields, the pace up front early in the races might have dictated. Everyone thought the leaders were going to have a big advantage, but, you know, that was just outstanding.
So what did you do from last Saturday to this Saturday?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Well, she had a gallop last week. She had a 1,500 metre gallop last week. I don't mean to say that she had a gallop in a practice, but she actually had that was her work last week.
Onwards to Melbourne.
Well, we're going to decide which way we go.
What a mate.
Thanks.
There he is, Beggy. They get the Group 1 racingnetwork.com.au Epsom Secret Admirer.
Yeah, absolutely. No, great scenes down here, and Sue Beg also here to celebrate with all the connections. And well, he never lost faith in the mare through the week, Graham Begg. He always said he thought she'd back up again as she did in the flight. But have a look there, just that run down the centre of the track, just way too strong, Brian. Yeah, around the turn you can see Red Tracer out in front. There's more Strawberries, the blue and white, Renewed Vitality, the yellow. There's Sacred Choice coming up, the lime green on the inside, and Sincero back, the black and white colours. Well, look, he did get shuffled back from that inside gate that was the fear. But you look to the right-hand side, and this mare, she just lopes along as she's covering that ground, doesn't she? Yeah, well, she went through the Inglis first season sires showcase you would have seen on TVN, originally for $38,000 as a weanling, and then was passed in at the Inglis Classic sales. Secret Admirer, 1 3/4 of a length, 1 3/4, 1.5 length to second to third, 1:35.59 the time, 36.57 for the final 600 metres as this lovely mare comes back to scale. Inglis Interims there on your screen as Secret Admirer paid $9.90, $3.60, $2.60 for Pinker Pinker in second placing. Red Tracer paid at $6. By Debawi out of Secret Illusion. A half-sister to Donegal Miss 2-1 an Epsom Handicap as well. So she is well related to take out this famous mile at Randwick. And here we are, the scenes again. Breton Abdallah, we've seen, of course, from one extreme to the other, haven't we, today? Rod Quinn taking out the spring champion. And now we've got a young gun here, Breton Abdallah. Yeah, Mel and John Sunderland there. John Muir, of course, from Millburn Creek Thoroughbreds, who, they passed the horse in and they were able to hang on to her. Secret Admirer, John Sunderland. Mel Sunderland, of course, working for Darley Debawi. A super job here with the Group 1 winner of the Epsom Handicap. Congratulations to all. 7, 6, 8, 15. Red Tracer third. Willie Jimmy was officially fourth here as we see Breton Abdallah coming back on this lovely mare. I tell you what, her ears are still pricked and she looks as if she could almost go round again. Yeah, exactly. Here she is coming back to scale. The big trophies awaiting the owners there at John Muir from Millburn Creek Thoroughbreds. And look, she's a filly we're now going to see heading down to Melbourne. And honestly, on that sort of form, and just the way she covers the ground, as you mentioned, she's a horse that you'd imagine will certainly go on with the job through the preparation. Yeah, trifecta for the mares here. You can see there's a Red Tracer on the inside. Gee, as I said, she was absolutely game. Secret Admirer, the winner, and Pinker Pinker. So the mares filling first, second, and third placing here. But I love the way she almost looks French there with that lovely long neck, the way she stretches out. And Breton Abdallah, oh gee, he almost cost himself coming off just before the line. But I tell you what, it is hard for them. Obviously, they've got to be a bit cautious doing those salutes before the line for the punters, for everybody involved. But gee, it's hard not to, I'm sure, as a jockey. It's worth it, of course. Richard Callender with Brenton Abdullah.
Yeah, we never lost faith, Brenton Abdullah. I saw him watching every replay, working out the track. That is officially better than Glenn Boss's salutes.
Well, like, what can I say? You know, she's been everything to me, this little thing. So, nearly brought a tear to my eye, you know, when I went past the post, raw emotion. But we've never lost faith in her, and we never had her set to win last run, and it was always a target to have her spot on for today, and she was, and she blew my eye.
You gave him a big start. You covered a bit of ground, but wow, what a turn of foot.
I just tried to stay out of trouble on her. I knew at the half mile that she was going to win, so just kept her out of trouble. When I got to the corner, I put a couple around her tail, and she just said, "See you later."
This day last year, the flight really stamped the arrival of Brenton Abdullah and Graham Begg, the combination, and to come back 12 months later and do it in the main one.
Well, yeah, it was a big win that day when she won the fight. She had a similar thing, but today she ended up giving, I got there at the halfway down the straight, and she went on with it. So onwards and upwards, and hopefully we can be competitive in the Cox Plate.
Mate, no doubt she will, mate, and you'll be there with her. Well done.
Thanks, Rich.
I know you want to get your hands on that trophy, so I won't hold you up any longer. To make the presentation, please welcome Rochelle McDonald, the Chief Marketing Officer of the Telstra sponsorship team, and she will do so in the presence of ATC Chairman John Cornish.
At Telstra, we're really excited to be presenting the Epsom Handicap, connecting with a new community of sports enthusiasts through our new racing website, the Racing Network. RacingNetwork.com.au is a new venture for Telstra, and with it, we are going to be able to connect with racing community in more ways than ever before. Live streaming, ability to download race books, SMS and email alerts, meaning race fans will always be connected with their most important moments, even while they're on the move. Today was the 146th running of one of the classic miles of Australian racing. The Group 1 Epsom Handicap is synonymous with feature mile races, and this event is the spring equivalent of the prestigious Doncaster Mile. On behalf of Telstra, I'm thrilled to be able to congratulate today's winner, Secret Admirer and its connections, who have made the ultimate connection by taking out the trophy, and I wish them every success throughout the rest of the season. Can I please call upon John Muir, Manager, Millbourne Creek Thoroughbred Stud Syndicate, to collect the trophy.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you. Thank you. How about a kiss?
What second prize?
Thank you.
Thank you.
You want to say something, John?
Yeah, I would.
Would you like to say something?
Thank you. Chairman of the Australian Turf Club, Mr. John Cornish, Telstra Australia, fellow members of the Australian Turf Club, friends of racing, breeders, ladies and gentlemen. Well, what a great thrill to stand here this afternoon to win this time-honoured race. I think sometimes fairy tales can come true, and it has happened to me. I'd like to thank all my friends in racing, Mr. John Freer that chose this filly with me at the William Inglis Wheeling sales a few years ago, and we re-offered her for sale and no one wanted to buy her. Thank you, Graham Begg, that came along and said, I love this filly, could I train it for you? And that's how it came about. He's done a wonderful job, Graham Begg, the entire Begg family, Brenton Abdullah, and I must particularly thank my wife, family, and people that have put up with me in this wonderful world, but thoroughbred breeding and racing is a great challenge, and it's been rewarded. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
I would now like to congratulate trainer Graham Begg.
That's all right. I'm not Rotten Rogerson. Chairman of the ATC, Mr. John Cornish, committee. I'd like to thank Telstra for sponsoring this race. I've got to thank a lot of people. Gary Patterson, alias Chubby, who rides all her work. All the staff back home. My wife Sue. Brent Abdullah for an absolute plum ride today. We set this filly for this race, and you know, we just tailored everything around. Today was the day that we were going to have her peaking on. I know a few punters out there probably wouldn't have been that happy about last week's performance, but from my eyes it wasn't a disastrous. There were circumstances that went against her, and we just knew this last 6-7 days at that race just brought her on, and it was all about today, and it just brought her on to just her absolute peak condition. And just thank everyone for turning up today, and it's just great to be able to win an Epsom because we've had a couple of close seconds, and it's great to get one over the line. Thanks very much. I've got to thank the viewers. Sorry, my apologies.
Can I just say something quickly? Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to thank Mr. John Sunderland, the manager of Darley Stud that bred this filly. Thank you very much.
And now I'd like to present the trophy to the winning jockey, Brendan Abdallah.
Members of the ATC, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I'd like to thank the sponsors, Telstra, for putting such a prestigious race on today. Also the ATC for bringing this track, into absolute perfect order for today. All the horses have been able to come from anywhere today, so it's a credit to them for having the track spot on for today. To Graham Begg and the staff at home, I thank them for everything. They've been there from day one, and we've had a frustrating run for the last couple of months, but to get a Group 1 today is a big thrill. To the owner, John Muir, and his wife Trish, they've been a big support of mine, even though we haven't got a lot of runners. They've been a big support of mine, and they could have easily had the chance to put someone else on her, but they've stuck solid, and I appreciate that, and I owe them everything. To Graham's wife Sue, she's for taking me out for dinner with days where I'm been a bit lonely at home from Sydney. Being a Melbourne boy, owe her a lot. And pretty much that's it, so thanks for that.
Thank you.
Congratulations again, guys, and congratulations to everyone who backed Secret Admirer. You would have done pretty well. Coming up next is the third Group 1 race on the program today, the Coolmore Flight Stakes.